What's up, 皆さん? Genki desu ka? Today we're going to be watching a video, A Sign of Affection. I didn't watch the entirety of this anime, to be completely honest. I didn't watch the entire anime. I think I watched like up to episode 3 and I kind of fell asleep. Alright, so we'll start with this first clip. Yeah, so the first one, probably the easiest one, the first thing is that everybody learn is, I'm sorry, which is this. I mentioned this in my previous episode where this means gomenasai. Gomenasai. The next one is arigato, which is this thing. Arigato. If you remember from my previous episode, this sign language was carried over from when sumo wrestlers, when they receive their prize money, they do the same thing as well. So, arigato, thank you. Okay, so the next one.
いいよって。手話でどうやんの?
So the next one they're using is iyo. You don't necessarily have to tap it. You just shake it like this, and that also means the same thing. This also means "do itashimashite." And if you can also make this into a question saying "in desu ka?" But you have to use your eyebrows. "In desu ka?" Raise your eyebrows a little bit, to make it look like a question.
何ぼーっと突っ立ってんの?
So the first sign he used was nani. This is, sign for nani. This means to bow suru, and this is tatsu, to stand. If you can also do this, which means bikkuri, which means to be surprised. So he's saying, nande bow suru tatsu no, And her response is
友達待ってる.
tomodachi. I guess you could just hold it like this, and that also means the same thing. But tomodachi mataru. If you do this, this also means omachi shite kudasai, which is like the formal way of saying, please wait a second. But in this case, she's saying, what was it? Wait, she said tomodachi mataru.
友達?
バイトばっかは寂しくない？どっか行きたいよね。二人だって同じようなもんでしょ？
春休みどうすんのってでけえ声で話してる。
So this means haru, also means atatakai, which is, to get warm. But the way they showed it in the anime, it was a little bit too high. This is actually a different sign language. This means suzushi or aki. So it's haru, aki. This is the sign for yasumi. So when you combine those two, you get haru yasumi. So haru yasumi, nani. So nani. So I guess that's interpreted as nani suru. And they cut it off before he signed it, but he was saying oki koe, this is a sign language for oki, and koe is this. But they didn't really show that. So to put it all over again, haru yasumi, nani, and oki koe.
いいよ、そんなの訳さなくて。
So she says, she didn't really say iyo in that one. She just said, so the two sign language that she used was this, which is the sign language for siyaku, which is to translate. And this means iranai, as in you don't need it. So I don't need to translate. If you want to say either, as in you want it, or hitsuyo, this is the sign language for it. So this is iru, iranai. So one more time. Siyaku iranai.
気になってるくせに。
This is the sign for kangaeru, You can also say this for omou, which is to think. But yeah, kangaeru, omou, and he's pointing at you saying anata. Kangaeru anata.
あの人、2年のパソコンテイクやってくれてる人だろ？
それが何？
友達。ねえ。
So once again, tomodachi. I don't know what this part is, but I do know that this means naruhodo. So tomodachi ne, naruhodo. That's my assumption. So that's
だけど、
anata.
時々弱々しく
どうして？
力の入らない指先が
This
本
is
当は心
benkyo.
配してくれてるんじゃないかって思ったりもして。
And I think he's pointing to the ground, which says, I guess that means ima, koko. Yeah, so this just means koko. Yeah, it's not really saying why did you come to college. It's more like, wait, what did he say again? Nande. Wait, no, is that what he said? Oh, so anata doshite benkyo koko. What is this then? This is I think that's basho. Maybe that's basho. Basho. Okay, that is basho. So this is koko. This is basho. By the way, if you're wondering what book I'm using right now, it's this book. I got this when I was in Japan. Pretty sweet. So what he's saying is once again he's saying anata doshite. This also means ryu, which is reason. So doshite means why. Anata doshite benkyo koko. So it's like why you're studying here, basically. So I guess you can imply it's like why'd you come to college? If you're wondering, college in sign language is this. There's two ways of doing it. You can do this, or you can do this. You know the graduation hats that you wear, the little square thing. So that's kind of what it's supposed to represent. So that's daigaku. Koko is different. Koko is I think it's this right here, which is supposed to represent the stripes of a high school. I mean, as an American, I don't really know what they're talking about. I don't know. I'm talking to the wrong person about that one. But yeah, koko, daigaku. Okay, next.
モットの手話は？
もっと
Yeah. So this is simple. Moto. It's like you're building blocks on top of each other, as in, you want more. I didn't know you keep stacking up like that to say moto moto moto, but I guess that's similar to so this is a sign language for ski. You can also make it really big to say like you really, really you die ski, So I guess it's kind of something similar to that. So once again, moto. That was pretty much it from this clip.
まだ降ってんな、雪。あ、
Yuki. It's like the snows are falling down.
好きな手話は？こうか。
Ski doesn't really mean love, but whatever. Ski, as I mentioned before, ski. This also means hoshi, or you want shitai, or like you want to do something. By the way, kirai would be the opposite. It's similar, but the fingers you flick it up, you flick it down. So kirai, shitai, kirai.
大志くん。
用事ってそいつかよ。
So this is a kanji for yoji, which is like I don't know what yoji is in English. I'll put it up somewhere. Yoji. Yeah, this is also the same thing as iru. I couldn't find yoji in the book actually. Instead, you can use this is yote, which has very similar meaning. But I guess this is yoji. I checked some other websites and this is what they use for yoji, so I can't confirm that this is what they use. He said yoji, I think that finger thing he was pointing at the guy. So yoji wa, that person. And the last one is this. So what I said before was that this meant doshite or ryu, but this also means wake. Like soyo wake desu. So yoji wa anata hito wake. Yoji, that person, whoever you're pointing at. Yoji, this person, and wake. So instead of pointing at somebody, If you want to, because that's like sonohito, you know, you can also just do this, which means kare or kano. You know, if you're saying like that, him or her, that's also one way to do it.
落ち着こう。図書館行くの。
So this is a sign language for hon, which is book. This is the kanji. I keep saying kanji. This is a sign for tatemono, which is place. So you know, book, place. That's toshokan, which is library, and iku is I guess, and yeah, it's this is a sign language for iku. So toshokan, iku.
図書館？そういや、こないだ何時に帰ったんだよ。おい！
Okay, so this one was really hard. I actually did not. I don't know what this is. This, you know, what I've seen. This could also mean death in Japanese sign language, but obviously that's not what he's using here. I guess he looks like
ねえねえねえねえねえねえねえねえねえ
ne, you know, ne. That's what it looks like to me. I'm not exactly sure. I couldn't figure out what that was. So he said this, but this means you, to speak. So I don't really know what he's implying here. So this is konomae. Konomae. This nanji was this. When I researched it, nanji. So you're pointing at your watch, and this is to count. So watch, count, nanji. Kaeru, which is go home, is this. So nanji, kaeru. Obviously, he didn't do that. He just pointed. And I guess that also this means jikan. So it's like saying like, what time are you getting home? That's my assumption. Konomae, well, this is jikan, kaeru, and he's pointing at her. So once again, I don't know what this was. The ne and the you. I guess this, like, maybe he's saying like, you said, yutta, you know, yutta konomae. I don't know. I've also never watched it. I didn't watch the entirety of this anime, so I don't really know what the context is. But anyways, besides those first two signs, said konomae, you know, point jikan, kaeru, and pointing at her. Pointing is bad.
重い
So that sign is pretty easy to know. Omoi, you know, because when you carry something that's really heavy, you kind of want to drop it down. So omoi. The opposite is karui, which is light. Okay, so I think about Japanese names. They use kanji, and those kanji have like meanings. So her name is Yuki, and I'm assuming it's the same kanji for snow. So you can actually, if you want to call somebody by the name, you can use the actual kanji for it to call them out. There's some YouTuber. I'm gonna put the link over here or something. But she has made like a video about what the kanjis would be if like in their sign language. So you should check her out. She's also really cool. Yeah. So Yuki, you know, pointing at me. So, 俺、付き合いたい. So the way this works is that for the skiao, this is a sign for skiao. And you're moving both hands. I'm trying to get up here. You're moving both hands counterclockwise. Or no, clockwise. I'm sorry. You're moving them clockwise. By the way, if you do this means party. Skiao, party. Yeah. どうして? なんで?
チューと言う
So the sign in my book, the sign for kiss is this. So I guess he knows, but I don't know what this is. Yeah, this is actually the hiragana of Japanese sign language. The chi. This is chi. So I don't know if that really means hug. That's chi. Chi. This is also the hiragana for ki. So I don't know. Chi, ki. I don't know. Okay, I think that's all I got for today. I'm sure they're using more sign language in the anime, and you remember, I never watched this anime. I only watched the first 3 episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys understood a little bit more about how sign language works, especially during the anime. Yeah, hopefully you guys have a great day. Bye bye.